It's a late October night in the NBA. The paint is still fresh, the jerseys are still crisp, but for two teams in the Eastern Conference, the clock is already ticking, loudly. Tonight, the Cleveland Cavaliers walk into TD Garden in Boston. On the surface, it's just one of 82, but Jane, this feels like something more, doesn't it? It feels like a reckoning.
A reckoning is a strong word for Game 5 of the season, Joe. But I feel you. This isn't just a game, it's a gut check. For the Cavs, the darlings of the regular season who keep stumbling in the playoffs, the question is existential. Are you a real threat or just a really good opening act?
And for the Celtics, it's a totally different ghost they're wrestling with, the ghost of who they were just a few months ago. Jason Tatum is out, a catastrophic Achilles tear in last year's playoffs, rewriting their entire destiny. This isn't the juggernaut we knew. This is a team trying to prove it still has a soul.
Let's ground this in the facts, Joe. The Cavs come in hot with a 3-1 record, winners of 3 straight. The Celtics are stumbling at 1-3. Vegas reflects this reality. The Cavaliers are the favorites on the road, favored by about 3.5 points. But the real story is written on the injury report. It's a butcher's bill.
It's brutal. For Cleveland, you've got no Darius Garland, no Max Strus, no Sam Merrill, all key pieces. Garland's toe injury is a huge blow to their playmaking. For Boston, the abyss is the Jason Tatum-sized hole in their lineup. He's not expected back until maybe April, if at all this season. Jaylen Brown is playing, but he's listed as probable with a hamstring issue.
So what we're watching is a wounded giant versus a team trying to prove it's finally ready for the throne. And the human story in this is all about pressure. Let's talk about Donovan Mitchell. He's been on a tear, averaging over 31 points a game to start the season. He's carrying the offensive load, but we've seen this movie before. Can he be the singular force that elevates them when it counts?
I think the more compelling story, Jane, is on the other side. It's Jaylen Brown. For years, he was the brilliant, sometimes brooding number 2. Now, the keys to the entire Celtics franchise are in his hands. There's no Tatum to defer to. The offense begins and ends with him. He's averaging 26 points a game, but now he has to do it when everyone in the building knows the ball is coming to him. That is a different kind of gravity.
And a different kind of burden. He doesn't have the same safety net. The Celtics' front court is thin after losing Kristaps Porzingis and Al Horford. They're facing Cleveland's twin towers, Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen, who can dominate the paint. That's the strategic nightmare for Boston tonight. How do you survive in the paint against that duo?
And that's our deep analysis right there. The what if. What if Cleveland's defense, anchored by Mobley and Allen, completely suffocates a Celtics team that no longer has Tatum to create something from nothing? Last year, the Cavs had the league's best offense in points per game, but it's their defense that gives them their identity.
My what if is about Cleveland's mentality. Their forward Max Strus said it plainly. It's hard to not say championship. The expectation is no longer to just make the playoffs. It's to win the whole thing. But they've been bounced from the semifinals 2 years running. So what if, even against a depleted Celtics team, those old doubts creep in? What if they play tight in a hostile Boston environment?
It's the difference between a team that believes it can win and a team that knows it must. Cleveland has all the talent on paper to be the best in the conference, especially with the Celtics and Pacers hampered by injuries. But they have to prove they can shed that skin of postseason fragility.
And for Boston, this entire season is a philosophical question. Are they just playing out the string, a gap year until their superstar returns? Or is this an opportunity? A chance for players like Derek White and Peyton Pritchard to grow into larger roles, to forge a new, grittier identity born out of necessity. Derek White said they want to prove to people that they have wrong. I love that fighting spirit.
You always love the underdog narrative. So let's bring it home. This game, tonight, is a test of two identities. Cleveland is fighting to escape its past, the label of a team that's not quite ready for the brightest lights. Boston is fighting to define its future, to prove that the Celtic identity is more than just one superstar.
My head says Cleveland wins this and covers the spread. They're healthier, deeper even with their injuries, and playing with more confidence right now. But my gut tells me not to count out a wounded champion in their own building.
I think Boston keeps it closer than the experts think.
It's the heart of a champion, as they say, even when that heart is bruised and battered. This is more than just a game. It's about the weight of expectation and the fight for reinvention. For both teams, the season is young, but the narrative is already being written. And tonight, we get to read the next fascinating chapter. This podcast combines verified reports with expert analysis and narrative storytelling. Some dialogues may be dramatized for clarity, but all facts are sourced from credible media.